Oh, I'm muted. Okay. How are we doing now? Is everything cool? That was... I'm gonna guess I'm gonna have to go through the boss fight again. That's what I'm gonna guess. Oh my goodness. Hey, what? It saved us right at the...
No one could ever defeat
right at the cut screen. The cutscene. That's amazing.
Root and leaf.
You've always been my most amusing son.
Then go back to sleep, my queen. And
Nice save mechanic game.
from your
Yeah,
presence.
pretty
Did
good.
they feel my wrath? Have they suffered enough?
More than ever, mother of
I do
us.
really enjoy the picture of the blood flowing from
Until the
everywhere.
next time.
And then suddenly it disappears. And she's gone. Pretty good. Guys, I forgot to take a picture of the blue screen, so I'm not sure what the issue was
So
there.
it's over then.
I may have run out of memory or something. I'm
You
not,
have
not
put an
entirely
end to
sure.
this terrible menace.
Old Bridget, what are you doing here?
This is my realm, Echo.
Honestly, I haven't crashed
This is
in a really long
Soulskull
time.
territory.
Vampire's the first game that's made me crash.
But they were all massacred
Oh wait, no,
by the
that's not true.
monstrosity that Harriet became.
When I was recording video,
Others will come.
LA Noire also made me
engendered by
crash.
deceitful vampires. I don't mean you, of course.
I thought you'd been slaughtered, with all the other Soulskulls.
I was up above, in search of help when Harriet suddenly turned into that thing. I have no idea what it was.
It's over. I have avenged my poor Mary.
Yes, you prevailed in the end. I hope you'll forgive me for the way I treated you when first you presented yourself at our gate.
No need to apologize, really.
Perhaps there will be no stories told or songs sung of what happened here today. But I'll know the truth. Jonathan Reed, newborn vampire, stepped forward and saved us all.
I'm honored to be part of this city's legend. Thank you, old Bridget. May I ask you just one question?
How could I refuse you anything now? I'll answer just as I answered Lady Ashbury when we met a few nights ago.
Who are you? Really?
I was born with the name Bridget Eleanor Wellington. In 1738, my beloved and immortal husband decided to preserve my beauty and youth forever by making me drink his blood.
You were Lord Redgrave's wife. Then the pompous fool rejected you, did he not?
It was about 200 years ago. Peace found me in time. And I sincerely hope it will find you too.
Okay,
now
so
that
she is a
all
vampire.
is over.
Oh wait, no,
No,
he can only
it's
produce
not
skulls. That's right.
I may have ended the vampire epidemic, but I still need answers from the woman I love.
I feared you would say that. Go then, young Ekon, and face your fate. Just remember that I'll always be here for you.
Is a really shiny left ear. Yeah. That's surprise, you got a keen eye for detail.
London has been cleansed. This catastrophe came about when an ancient malignant will crossed paths with mortal imprudence. For now, we are safe. For now. My craving for blood remains. Red like hate, red like hunger. Red as life and death, passing from one immortal to another. From predator to victim. Patiently biding its time to rise again. London has been cleansed for now, but there's a simmering hatred, fear, and old grudges. When will we succumb, mortals and immortals alike? The next disaster is only a matter of time. My only hope now is to catch the woman I love, to understand why she fled, and unmask the secret that is.
Wait, what was that? Why can you make vampires and Redgrave can only make skulls? I can make vampires because I have a purer bloodline or something, and Redgrave has like a really cheap bloodline, something like that. You do have a keen eye for detail. It makes you unbearable to watch movies with. If they get it wrong in the slightest, it ruins the whole thing for you. I believe it. I believe it. Oh, look at that car! What a fancy car!
Well, this is it. Lady Ashbur's domain. Why am I not surprised it's not on any maps? I'd better hurry.
Wait, chapter 7? This better be really short.
Beautiful morn, my child. It looks like dawn is here at long last.
Oh, we better get
Can't
inside.
you just leave me alone? Your precious queen has been sent back to the bottomless pit from whence she came. The nightmare is almost over.
I am here to say goodbye. The sun's warmth exhausts me. Soon I will rejoin my queen in her endless sleep. It is over. You did well.
So our beloved mother will just go back to sleep, now that enough people have suffered. Is that it?
No, Jonathan. The Morrigan has been appeased because you dared confront her. You have prevailed, my bittersweet champion.
And what are you to her? Her counterpart? Her opponent in some timeless game?
She is my mother, my dreadful and sour-tempered mother. She is yours too, in a way, but you are not born from her terrible womb like me. You are but a distant child.
What does she seek? Revenge? Retribution?
She seeks nothing, since she only dreams of it. In the ancient tongue, when I was young, her name meant Ghostly Queen. Pray she never fully awakens, for her wrath knows no bounds.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Why did Harriet Jones become a disaster?
You are the doctor. You hold the knowledge needed to answer such a question. Have you the answer?
No.
I noticed that all the Icors were female, as if a male couldn't endure the metamorphosis. Harriet was also a bitter and resentful woman, as was her daughter.
If the Morrigan prefers despoiled women to become the vessels of her wrath, we should be thankful that but one disaster hath been cast upon this wobbling world.
Icors seem to carry various diseases. They did not merely turn people into skulls. Their presence alone spreads death.
Who knows whether the Red Queen awakens when cursed mortals endure such epidemics, or if the contagions emerge like a curse as she awakes.
This is not over. I am here to find the true origin of the blood of hate.
'Tis unwise to interfere with a tale rooted so deeply in the suffering of others.
You love Dispelled, satirical Dutch news outlet? Passengers of budget airline feel they're treated as passenger of a budget airline. They act as if we're unwilling to pay more than €20 for a ticket.
What will happen to Ascalon?
That's funny.
Will you let them run the country from the shadows?
I don't interfere with petty political intrigues. Ascalon was built upon the lie of a lineage. Such a deceit cannot last forever.
But Lord Redgrave definitely possessed Marshall's blood. Untainted blood from the greatest vampire knight.
Really? I wonder how he managed to acquire it. Perhaps I should retrieve this artifact before going back to sea.
Okay.
What
Sure.
will become of the vampire hunters?
In their leader, you now have a spy behind enemy lines. By guiding your progeny, you may yet protect your immortal friends for some time to come. If you dare.
So basically, this is the part of the game where it tells me what all of my actions have done
What will
on the
become
city.
of the Brotherhood?
I foresee trouble for them now that your progeny considers becoming the new primate.
But I'm certain the current primate has no wish to resign.
Exactly. And I am not fully convinced your progeny truly understands what dreadful power he is about to defy.
That's ominous.
No. I must know why Elizabeth fled here when I discovered she was the original healthy carrier.
No, she is not what you say she is. That is a secret you will discover soon enough.
Oh,
And you?
great.
Why are you here?
Thanks for being vague, guys.
Which new thread of which old twisted plan are you seeking to pull now? Tell me the truth.
I am just here to salute my sons and to bid them fare thee well.
Your sons? Plural? My God, will you ever stop speaking in riddles?
Perhaps I am too old for your spoken language. Perhaps you now have so many subtle words you no longer hear the simplest ones.
Tell me about William Marshall. Why is his blood so strong?
He is not stronger than you, only older. You are strong, Jonathan Reed. A champion of your time, chosen to defeat a threat spawned of this generation.
Is he here? Is William Marshall here? Is that why you're here now, too?
Have I not already answered that question?
Only if William Marshall is your
His
son.
blood was not tainted. The blood Lord Redgrave possessed. That which I used in the serum. But what if it had been?
Then you would have failed, I suppose. For the blood of hate would have corrupted you too.
When he fought me, Geoffrey McCullum used a serum made of King Arthur's blood. Since then, I have discovered that it was vampire blood. Whose blood was it?
You just said it. It was the blood of a king. The blood of the champion I chose to save this land in its time of greatest peril.
King Arthur was also your progeny. Why am I not surprised?
What? That doesn't make any sense.
But he failed in the end. And for centuries the land suffered his defeat.
Who are your sons? Why do you bid them farewell now?
You are my son, as is William Marshall.
This is madness. How many have you created? Who else? Shakespeare? Isaac Newton? Alfred the Great? Francis Drake? Thomas More?
Are we just
Guy
gonna name
Fawkes?
all the famous
My
people?
progeny is scarce, for I rarely feel the urge to protect this land anymore. But yes, one of those you named is your immortal brother. Maybe you shall meet one night.
That's interesting.
So that is all we are to you. Puppets.
Well,
who
John,
create
I
to
mean,
defeat some threat
I
born
think maybe
from
you
a
should
dreaming
think of it
devil.
as a
No.
compliment.
You are my sons. I am proud of you. I mourn when you fail.
Speak clearly then, and answer my last question.
What is it?
Did I defeat the epidemic?
Now you've found the castle, Jonathan Reed. Only you can answer that. Farewell, my child. I shall dream about you soon.
Well, Damn it, Dad! Damn it, Dad! Come on! You need to be a little more helpful than that.
Enter. The castle walls look decrepit. Maybe I can find a way to sneak in.
Oof. You know, we're really cutting it close on time. It's dawn. Light's starting to come in. It won't let me do my vampire whooshy thing. I can't open it from this side either? Ugh. Alright, that light is really close. Alright, that sunlight was actually on me. Jesus! Get us in there!
It's locked. The lady of the manor isn't expecting visitors.
Alright. Locks? Really, we need to develop some kind of vampire power to fucking get through locks.
Maybe it's just my imagination, but I think I smell Elizabeth's perfume.
Old letter. London, 4th of August, 1865. Dear Lady Ashbury, thank you for your recent letter and all the good news it contained. I cannot wait to finally meet you when you arrive in London. The garden is beautiful under the summer sky, although I noted your wish to avoid heat and direct sunlight because of your frail health. You're welcome any day. We'll discuss this wonderful idea of yours concerning the foundation of an orphanage for young ladies, inspired by the French Maison Royale de Saint Louis. Sadly closed when the French people chose, my god, I can't even write these words down, to cut their king's head off. Such a place, destined to provide a good education to gifted but poor orphan girls, will surely excite my friends here in the city. You can count on me and my influence to help make your project a huge success. Yours ever sincerely, Countess Alexandra Somerset.
Must be here somewhere. This castle is falling apart.
Portrait of Elizabeth Blackwood by Johannes Vermeer, 1666. Ashbury Castle, 21 September 1795. Dear Mr. McAllister, as the new legal owner of the Ashbury estate, I intend to quickly engage in the overdue maintenance and repairs of the walls and the crypt of the castle. Among the few architects I invited to send forth proposals, I was also impressed by your respectful approach concerning renovations on historical buildings and their preservation. I would be glad to meet you at your convenience. My only request would be to speak to you directly and not your assistant. Any evening of next month would be agreeable. You may come to the castle, or I can meet you at your office, as you prefer. If you agree to come to the castle, I could show you what kind of repairs and modifications I have in mind concerning the crypt, which may need considerable work and reconstruction. Very sincerely, Lady Ashbury.
Like most
Very
castles,
sincere.
this one has a crypt, and it holds something special inside.
Portrait of Dr. Jonathan Reed by Elizabeth Ashbury, 1918.
Elizabeth, my love, you allow my portrait to watch over you while you sleep. I'm flattered.
They have a strange relationship.
That sweet fragrance. Elizabeth's perfume. She was here, and recently.
Locate the secret passage.
What are these symbols? I can feel a mechanism, but it doesn't work.
Portrait of Lady Ashbury by Vincent van Gogh. Look at that. Look at that. Alternate history is so interesting.
This painting looks suspicious.
This one?
A sword and a moon are the symbols I should look for.
Is that right? Oh, holy shit. That painting is... what? William Marshall versus the Red Queen? Avernus, 11th February, 1807. Dear Miss Ashbury, when last we communicated, you asked for the conveyance of a large coffin from Temple Church, London, to the crypt of the Ashbury Castle in Scotland. I am happy to report your request has finally been validated. My drivers have been informed that, for security reasons, guards must always protect the coffin. You have hired these individuals who will be waiting for us in London. They also have been informed that under no circumstances should the carriage try to pass a river by boat, but always by road and bridges. For the precious wood and relics inside the coffin cannot be exposed to humidity and moisture. You'll find a detailed quote for the entire operation attached to this letter. We are ready to go to London as soon as payment is received in full. Very respectfully, Samuel Lewis, Independent Contractor. The door's been unlocked? Oh. I didn't even know it was there. You know, I'm glad that the game told me exactly how to solve the puzzle, because I wasn't really sure what was going on. Elizabeth and Jacob Blackwood in Versailles, 1788. Dunbarrow Sanatorium, Scotland, 27th July 1909. Dear Lady Ashbury, I thank you for your previous letters and ardent discussions about vampire folklore. It's now obvious we share an opinion concerning scientific and modern approach toward the need for blood and the cure of addiction. I must confess, I admired your charitable attitude when I met you at the Dunbarrow Sanatorium, and I'm still impressed by your kindness when talking with humble and poor patients. I was delighted to read about the position of administrator at the Pembroke Hospital you financed since its founding. After a few days of deliberation, I'm happy to accept your offer. It will be, for me, an occasion to get back to the busy streets of London after years of public service in the beautiful, but far quieter, Scotland. I will be glad to meet you there, and discuss with you further about immortality, its advantages and disadvantages, and how to enhance your condition. I look forward to our next meeting. Edgar. Edgar! Edgar, my fine friend.
One last switch, and...
That's not it. That's a hand. There we go.
voila.
Woo! Secret passage. Holy shit. Ancient tome. 1217. An angel came to me. Blessed be to God. Michael appeared to me last night in all his glory, shaped in glorious blood, to grant me eternal life at the dusk of my life. The apparition was so sublime and terrible that I could not help but lower my head and close my eyes. Struck by the divine gift, I fell to the ground, only to awake the next night. You will serve me as you served your kings, said the angel before striking me with all his power. You will protect this land through the aeons to come. For all who knew me, I should now hide and retreat, for they consider me dead. Soon I will leave the company of men to serve my new purpose. Blessed be to God! Michael appeared to me last night in my retreat under Temple Church and asked me to prepare for battle. The land must be saved. Death is everywhere. The Black Death, an epidemic sent by the devil himself to punish mortals all over the world. My arm is strong. In the name of God I shall smite the enemies of mankind. England shall prevail. 1569. It is almost 20 years since my fight started against the devil, and the end is uncertain. From time to time, the plague, the Black Death, reappears. 20 years? Wait, what? Wait, the Black Death started in 1350, but 1569? I'm sorry. The Black Death reappears in a village, in a town, and each time the vicious minions of hell approach to get their share of the mortal suffering. Vampires. Dreadful creatures. I won't let this land collapse. Until my last breath, I'll serve and protect England. 1578. Tonight, in the small village of Hoddesdon, I met the most delicate soul I've seen for a long time. She was singing for the dead, singing for those she knew and loved, those killed by a new plague outbreak, without fearing for her own life. Her voice moved me, so I chose to let her live. I offered her eternal life as a reward for her virtue and most pious attitude. Her name is Elizabeth Englewood. I'm not alone anymore. Together we shall praise God in all his glory for the aeons to come. 1618. My heart is breaking. My soul is bleeding. Tonight my dear Elizabeth left me. I have taught her all I knew, all she needed to know. Now she must walk her own path through the ages. This is her wish, and I will respect it. Elizabeth Englewood, my sweet daughter, is gone, for she now wants to be known as Elizabeth Blackwood. I made her a promise. If she ever comes back to Hoddesdon, she will find me there, managing the Bull Inn her parents owned before dying. William Marshall shall disappear for a few times, to now that the Black Death is no more. Until we meet again, I shall be known as William Thorne, waiting for my angel to come back. 1665. The devil is at work again. I don't know why that keeps happening. The Great Plague is back, reaping thousands of lives in London. I must sell the Bull Inn and go there. Once more, William Marshall shall protect the land. 1666. What have I done? I let the devil infect me. God forgive me. The terrifying creature I had to defeat was a demon straight from hell, an abomination of the flesh, a walking apocalypse. I had to trap the dreadful creature in St. Paul's Church and set the building on fire. Without the advice of Michael, I don't know if I could have defeated my enemy. The flames cleansed the city of the demon's presence, but half of London burnt down. Ever since, I have dreamt of a red flood, of slaughter and rage. It's like the disaster had tainted my blood, my very soul. For the first time in centuries, I am afraid I shall crawl back to my retreat and pray to God for mercy for my infected soul. 1667. Elizabeth came to me. She said she felt my pain and rushed to save me. My poor daughter, blinded by rage, intoxicated by the blood of hate, I bit her. She fled, shocked by my betrayal. I laughed and cried as she cursed me. God, have I betrayed you? Have you abandoned me? Surprise, you ordered food, but your stomach got super upset? Ooh. So you had to go to the toilet, you were scared the food would arrive while you were on there? Oh, buddy, I'm sorry, man. That sucks. 1712. My prayers have been heard. I have found the strength to resist the need for blood, the never-ending hunger. My poor Elizabeth, will you ever forgive me? I've heard you now. Kill and take pleasure in bloodbath with this new progeny of yours. You're a victim in all this. What have I done? I swear I will find a way to make amends for what I have done to you. I swear I shall only rest once I know how to appease the blood of hate. 1785. The Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole finally agreed to meet me in London. They proposed to meet inside the new cathedral of St. Paul. I like the wit and solemnity of these men. What a symbol, to choose the place where I defeated the disaster, but also the place where I fell. I agreed to their proposition. There, in the sacred silence of the church and under the eye of God, they respectfully listened to me. They acknowledged, we've read this part. Blah, blah, blah. The primate of St. Paul wrote back. Tears of Angels. Yeah. Okay, we read that part. 1786. I finally managed to gather all the ingredients needed to concoct the Tear of Angels. Blood of the purest heart for the fortitude. Blood of the king for courage. Garlic essence for the painful cleansing. After months of impatience, almost made mad by the hunger, I waited again and again, until finally Elizabeth cautiously came to me. As promised, I had chained myself to be sure I would not attack her again. I did not recognize my sweet daughter at first, for she only was Lady Blackwood now, the dreadful mistress of the dark, who took delight in slaughter and carnage in France. She smirked as I apologized and cried for what I had inflicted to her. She shouted at me when I tried to explain to her that my bite had infected her, had given her the blood of hate, now burning in her veins, in her soul. I told her I had found a cure, that I had managed to create 1 dose of antidote. I gave it to her, to give her back her previous peaceful life. In exchange, I only asked her to take care of me, for I intended to be locked down in my tomb, chained if necessary, to impeach me from feeding on any mortal or immortal. She reluctantly took the tear of angels and left. I hope to see her again, cured and at peace. 1794. She came back to me finally, cured, healthy, joyful, my Elizabeth. She told me she had drunk the antidote about a year ago in France, after witnessing and taking part in the massacre of an entire orphanage caused by the blood of hate. That's when the Lady Blackwood died, she said. She promised she would take care of me now. That's all I ask, as I repent for all the murdered souls caused by my negligence in more than 100 years. My dearest daughter came back last week to tell me the good news. She has recently bought a castle in Scotland. She will soon finance the renovation of the castle crypt to provide me a new retreat, far from temptation, far from the noisy, crowded cities. I can't wait to embrace the solitude, find the peace I need to refrain from killing. God, please give me the strength to resist the urges during the journey from London to my new domain. Before I leave, I should give a copy of these memoirs to the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole, without the most shameful and sensible information, of course. Soon I shall leave London to pursue my penance. There I shall find penance at last, with the support of my resuscitated Elizabeth. You have lasagna surprise? Excellent. There's quite a bit of lore going on here, huh? Also, this tomb looks barely put together. Looks like it could fall apart at any moment.
Drop your sword, Father. You have nothing to be afraid of.
Shall we abandon this then? Shall we lower our
Looks like
heads?
you as a person. Looks like it could fall apart at any moment.
You taught me that.
Why is there that huge fire?
Blood is approaching. Old but young. How strange. Shall I drink it? Smite it?
So angels exist in this universe too, huh?
He's a friend. Please, rest. I'll take care of it.
You made 235 euros more than your monthly rent.
Deceit
Nice job.
runs through these veins.
I know, Father. What took you so long, Jonathan?
Oh, 2.35. Ah.
Really? Him?
Yes. This is William Marshall, 1st Earl of Pembroke, servant of 5 mortal kings, former regent and savior of England. The greatest knight who ever lived, according to some.
And you called him father?
For he gave me eternal life, and much more.
I have so many questions, Elizabeth.
You always had questions, Dr. Reed.
Now that I stand before you both, in this vault, I know not where to begin.
We still have a few minutes left.
Few minutes?
Where are we?
What does that mean?
What is this place?
This is the Ashbury estate. I inherited the title when I purchased the castle.
Is this your retreat? Something of a secret place?
It's more of a sanctuary, really. This is where I take care of my father.
Ah,
Ever since he
take
became
care of him.
unwell.
Are you not afraid someone might discover you here? It's not that hard to find.
Do not assume that I would hesitate to silence anyone who tried to reveal my secret. Fortunately, it has rarely come to that.
Why did you flee here?
When you told me I was the healthy carrier, I had nowhere else to go.
You mean you had to return to the real source of this scourge?
Yes, to end it, once and for all.
Will you go back to London?
No, Jonathan. I do not intend to.
And what of your daughter?
Charlotte is a strong, independent woman who's about to come into money. I took care of everything. Now it's time for her to shape her future.
I have destroyed the disaster, this creature that Harriet Jones had become. The epidemic is no more, and London will recover. In time.
Yes. You did well, Jonathan. You truly saved the city.
Yes, we did. Despite all obstacles. I'm truly convinced.
She's about to come into money? That's an odd fetish.
I cannot
Holy
bear
fuck,
knowing
surprise.
I was the cause of all this. Through the use of my own blood.
No. This catastrophe was the result of unethical experimentation. And the will of a creature so inexplicably evil. She exceeds all the terrible wonders I have seen since my death.
But it was my blood all along. My corrupted blood of hate. The poisoned blood of my father. A healthy carrier. That's all I am.
Why are you hiding William Marshall here?
How could I not take care of him? He sacrificed himself by giving me the only dose of antidote he had.
He gave you the antidote?
Yes. And in doing so, he knew he'd have to be confined here. And yet he volunteered. That's how great a man William Marshall was. And still is.
What do you do for him?
I visit him as often as possible. I paint the landscapes he will never see again.
Well, you didn't do much about the upkeep of the castle.
You feed him? You barely sustain yourself on the weak.
Do you wipe his butt?
Dying, yet
Good question,
you
surprise.
give him your blood?
After he saved me from the blood rage, I swore I would never kill to feed. He said the same.
Is he dangerous?
What do you think? He is a thirsty Ekon, who has not fed in centuries. An elder vampire, driven by an urge to kill and spread the blood of hate.
No redemption, then.
And yet he thinks he has been offered immortality by the angels to protect the feeble and to smite the unholy.
Can he communicate?
So the blood guy, our daddy,
Sometimes
was
he even seems like the noble knight who saved and raised
the angel
me.
he says he was talking
But
to.
you know, the malice never fully leaves his eyes.
We could cure him.
It's too late. The blood of hate has run for too long. The antidote would not work on him. I tried. Believe me, I tried.
William Marshall infected you. He is the true, original carrier.
Yes. But he saved me by sacrificing himself.
Saved you? How?
The tears of angels. The cleansing of impure blood by an older, more powerful blood. It worked on me, did it not?
Yes. Blood is the definitive key to our species. Scowls, cleansing, lineage. Do you really think it worked?
It has, Jonathan. I was nothing but a beast who took pleasure in slaughter. I
Uh-oh.
roamed
She's holding a
across
sword,
Europe,
guys.
reaping my bloody crop. It was the blood of hate. But my father's antidote cured me.
Who are you, really?
How could I answer that? I went through many lives and identities to reach this day. To you, I am Elizabeth Ashbury. And that's all I wish to be.
Damn, we didn't need to read that book. You also enjoy slaughter because without slaughter, there's no lasagna? I don't know if I understand that.
And I respect your desire for privacy.
Thank you, Jonathan.
How did you meet William Marshall?
He was
Oh,
an
slaughtering
echo for
cows.
centuries
I mean, you
when
can
he
bake
found
vegetarian
it.
lasagna.
He saved me from certain death by making me his progeny.
Why did he choose you?
You should ask him that.
I mean, we already know. We read the book.
Did you ever blame him?
Not even when he was infected and bit me. He is my father. He raised me.
You cannot ban the
He
broadcast
taught me
there.
how to behave.
What about us?
What do you mean?
You know my feelings towards you, Elizabeth. But you left without a word. So I'm worried about your feelings towards me.
I love you, Jonathan. I've loved you since the moment I saw you rescue poor Mr. Hampton in that filthy slaughterhouse. Forgetting the danger as you turned your back, like the newborn fool you were.
You should have told me.
No, Jonathan. The William Marshall myth lies at the heart of so many hostile plans. I could not risk jeopardizing his safety.
So why did you come here? You knew I would follow you. I can't let you go.
Because I know now the blood of hate is still in my veins. No one but I can put an end to this tragedy.
I can help you. You can trust me, Elizabeth.
I know, Jonathan. You have been the most loyal ally these last few weeks.
They fell in love
But
pretty
this
fast,
is
huh?
my duty.
Would your protege agree to speak with me? I have so many questions for him.
Go on, Jonathan. But be careful.
Protege? Is that like progenitor? Oh, he still wears a tabard.
Yes.
That's cool.
Sir William. My God. You really are William Marshall. You served Richard the Lionheart and his brother, King
Well,
John.
protege does mean like student, but
It
that
is
doesn't
such
mean
a
it. That doesn't make any
privilege
sense
to meet
here.
you.
I did in my day. Come closer if you want to speak.
Welcome back, Plinio.
For my hearing isn't what it used to
Oh,
be.
it literally
I
means
think your
protected
hearing
one.
is
Okay.
fine, sir.
What is it you want then?
I found your research on the antidote. The tears of the angels. What ingredients did you use?
Once I understood what the ingredients were, I used the tears of King Richard and the pure blood of the valiant Boadicea.
King Richard and Boadicea? How did you find such relics?
It took me many years to locate their hiding place. Then I had to learn the formula. If I recall, it belonged to an ancient brotherhood. The Order of St. Paul, I believe.
And did it work?
Yes.
Plinio, how you doing?
Tears
How's lunch?
cleansed my poor Elizabeth's blackened heart. It was such a blessing to see her smile again.
I found and defeated the disaster that was threatening to smite London. You should know that the city is safe for now, Sir William.
Then may I call you brother? Did you resist its poison? Even a scratch from a beast so evil could endanger you and all those you
Oh, you
care
working?
for.
You also defeated one in 1666. Who was it?
She was a malicious
Drawing, huh?
witch who spread plague throughout the city with her army of rats. She had been hiding in a bakery in Pudding Lane for months when I finally found her.
How did you defeat it?
We fought for hours. In the end, I had to lock her in St. Paul's Cathedral and burn the building down.
Oh, so it's fine to listen. Alright.
I wanted to be sure she was destroyed.
Well, good luck, Plinio.
The blood of hate. How does it affect you? Do you feel it now?
The blood of hate? Yes. Nothing more than a sneeze, really. A sneeze held for so long, you could blow a fortress down if you released it.
I would like to ask you about vampires.
Vampires? What about them?
Considering your experience, please tell me what you know.
They are terrible creatures. I have seen and
Who's the old
fought
man?
many in my
Sir
time.
William Marshall.
Foul
He's known as the
temptresses
greatest
with
knight.
sharp claws and shrieking beaks.
I have never seen such a creature. What are you talking about?
Of course you've never seen a creature like them. Vampires are deadly, swift and implacable.
Where did you encounter such creatures?
The last time I saw one was in a Celtic temple near Salisbury. A terrible and god-forsaken place full of ghosts and pestilence.
He wants your blood for sure? Definitely.
Can we speak about the Morrigan?
The Red Queen. What of her?
You met her, did you not?
Just once. But she never ceased to sing to me. I love her song.
Does he not realize that he's a vampire? No, I don't think he does.
I only wish she would sometimes let me rest.
Do you know who she is?
I don't want to discuss this in front of my sweet Elizabeth.
Why?
For a time, she too could hear the Red Song. The steps she danced to its melody brought pain upon the world.
Do you remember Myrddin, your maker?
Only God is my maker, for he created everything on this earth. He blessed me with eternal life through his archangel, Michael.
But Myrddin, Michael, is a vampire. He made you a blood-sucking creature of the night.
Blood, yes. I used to drink it from the throats of the unworthy.
Holy shit.
Then I was punished for my deceit. During my penance, I rely entirely upon my sweet Elizabeth.
Tell me about Elizabeth. How was she infected?
I do not wish to discuss it.
Please, Sir William. I need to know what the blood of hate is. How is it transmitted?
After defeating the disaster in St. Paul's Cathedral, I returned to my retreat, infected. This is where my sweet Elizabeth found me, for she heard my pain from across the sea.
Where is this retreat you mentioned?
In London, under Temple Church, beneath my empty tomb. I always loved to sleep there while listening to the bell above.
What happened then?
The blood
We're
of
getting some
hate
info
had
dump here.
twisted me into a rage-filled man. I attacked my progeny and infected her too. Forgive me, Elizabeth. I failed you.
You bit her again. Is that how she was infected with the disaster's blood? I think I understand.
The info is like the
Elizabeth.
reward for beating the game.
And
Yeah.
I fell to my knees, begging for forgiveness. I swore I would find a way to make things right.
Yeah, it's like when you're taught in school about like the 5-act structure of books, where it's like the introduction, the rising action, the conclusion, the falling action, and the resolution. The conclusion was definitely the fight, right? That was the tippy top point. Falling action is us exploring, and then the resolution is us getting all this information. I feel like a lot of games are basically ending on the climax. They don't have much falling action or resolution.
How did you meet Elizabeth?
Times were tough. I had awakened to protect the land from a new plague. I heard her sing for her dead family. Singing for her death to come. I chose to save her.
You'd argue a climax can be a resolution? Yeah, sure. I guess.
When was that?
It was so long ago. A few years after Elizabeth of England and Catherine of France established their alliance against Spain.
Oh, history bomb, dropping
I
it.
raised her as my progeny. After she left to see the world, I rebuilt her deceased parents' inn. Owned it as William Thorne for a time. Those were good years.
Did you really sacrifice yourself to save her?
That was the only righteous path. The blood of hate made me betray her. I am at peace here. I can think about what I've done and how I failed.
as long as it's 1920 by 1080.
Do you not want to be cured?
No.
Resolution, got it.
Hunger is mine. I would feel empty without it. It has been part of me for so long.
But I'm only streaming in
All I want is
720.
quiet. Silence.
4K
You
Ultra
agreed
HD
to
or
be
buff.
confined here, then?
Yes. Once I was sure she was cured, I asked
I only
to be
go
locked
8K,
down here.
actually.
I deserve it. The world needs it.
We could set you free. Let you out. Isn't that what you want?
I pray for the day I'll see the sky again. I have all but forgotten its colors. I could walk and do so many things beneath the stars. But I doubt it will be wise to release me.
Then will you stay here and repent?
Elizabeth told me it will not be long now. I cannot wait to feel the sweet caress of her hand on my cheek after so long as she releases me. Has the time come?
Yes, Father.
Why not unleash me then? To see the sky a final time.
You already are the sky, and all its stars.
You find the camera work very
Defeated.
jarring. Alright.
For I welcome the sword you bear. For it is mine.
You were never defeated, my lord.
I like how he's so purple. Is that what happens to vampires? They become purple? Holy fuck!
Farewell, Father.
They do not have a healthy relationship.
And to you also, Jonathan.
What do you mean?
Gonna throw
I
herself on
can't
the fire.
stand what I've become. This healthy carrier, as you put it. The flames will purify the poison that runs in my veins.
No! I won't allow this to happen.
I am death, Jonathan. Wherever I go, I can't stand it.
Well,
Who cares? We are vampires. We are death.
No, Jonathan. I won't bring another disaster into this world.
I can't lose you, Elizabeth. Even if it means putting the whole world at risk.
How can you say such an awful thing? Where is the Jonathan I once saved from a scowl in this abandoned factory?
I'm not that frightened man anymore. I've learned so much. Done so much.
I see. So there is nothing worth living for in this world anymore. Farewell, my love.
Farewell.
Jesus. He's not even screaming or anything. Rama! Got it, Plenio. I think that's probably the end of the game. I think that's what they call the bad end. That's what they call the
One
bad
prayer
end.
for the summoned, called by this song. Child born from darkness, whose path he must find. Now the song is sung and your path chosen. England is safe, the price paid most dear. But what do you care? You are the one who keeps killing. You've chosen your path, my fallen champion, like others before you.
Holy shit,
Prey
is this
to
because I
lust
ate
and
so many
desire,
people?
Slave to the everlasting thirst. My queen sleeps once again, and I'll soon join her slumber. Until alas, she rises, woken by the hunger never fed.
That's us, guys. Fucking monsters. Fucking monsters. God, you hate that. You can't sleep when you're hungry either. We've unleashed the drama llama. What the fuck ending? Yeah. Well, I guess it's because I ate so many people. I made bad decisions, I guess. You know, I'm gonna have to look up other endings to this game, and like there are people I never even met? How? How is that possible? I've literally run down every street. Every street in this game, I have gone down personally. And yet I didn't meet every character? How? Whatever. An eternal thirst for XP. That's true. It's not like, come on! It's not like when you play Pokemon and you grind up your Pokemon for some EXP. You know, you don't get the bad ending for that. In fact, you get praised. You get praised for having high-level Pokemon. Not everyone lives on the street. You see, Surprise, that's where you're wrong. That is where you're wrong. Because this was London. You know. That's training? I mean, this is training, sort of. This is sort of training. Since everything faints. Yeah, but wild Pokemon, they faint, but they don't get to go to the Pokemon Center, so they never get healed. I don't know about others. Finals for Deus Ex, but you beat all times, not killing anyone. Oh, for Deus Ex? Yeah, I did a pacifist Deus Ex run. That's fun. But the problem with that, Plinio, is that's very different from Vampyr, because in Vampyr you don't have a humane option to gain EXP. You don't have a humane option. If you choose not to kill anyone, you just don't get very much XP at all. Brain not needed for lifting good anyway. My mistake was being a vampire to begin with. Good call. You know what? That's so true. Surprise, you know what? You got me. You got me there. I'm gonna have to look up those other endings though. But now we're done with Vampyr. We need a new game to play. You've never been a vampire in your life. And for good reason. What's the good reason? Is it because you can't stomach blood? Alright, going to how long to beat. I have a list of games on here I want to play. Alright, now we move Vampyr. You gotta move Vampyr from the backlog to the completed tab. First playthrough, yes. Played it on the PC. Edit. Boom, done. Maybe XP not needed to beat the game like Undertale? Well, I mean... Plinio, that's technically true, but the problem is that you have to fight the last boss. I mean, I think you have to fight the last boss. So I have a friend that's playing through the game on a pacifist run, and she said that she rage quit out of it because the enemies in the areas around her now are twice her level. They're twice her level. And so it's basically a grind to get through anything. You like the way they did vampires in The Witcher 3? Some really interesting lore there too. Yeah, I like the vampires from Witcher 3 as well. I didn't really look at the lore at all, but I did like the vampires. Alright, what's in my backlog now? I need to figure out a game to play, guys. I could go back to some of those old school RPGs, but I'm thinking maybe something with, for some reason I'm thinking open world, but those games take forever, and I don't want to be stuck on one game for a really long time. Jesus, almost all of the games in my backlog are, old school RPGs. Like, let's see, I got Bait and Katos here, which is not really old school, but got Earthbound, Final Fantasy IX, 7, 10, I Am Setsuna, Lost Sphere, Mother 3, Persona 5, Shin Megami Tensei, Persona 3, no. Tales of Berseria. Oh, maybe I could play Tales of Berseria. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Dead Cells? I could play Dead Cells. I have played Dead Cells before. I haven't played much since the new patch. And I could, like, restart, do a whole new run or something. Welcome back, Rune! You made it back just in time for the end of the credits. You're trying to set up a green screen, but your Logitech C920 has too much noise in the video. I mean, have you been messing with the camera settings at all? Congrats, you beat the game. Thanks, Plitio. Become a Fortnite streamer? What, like you, Bendy? You tried it on auto and manual. Only looks bad in OBS. So if you go to OBS, you right-click the C920, you go to Properties, you do Configure Video, go Manual. Like, just try increasing the gain, decreasing the gain, the white balance, you know, that sort of stuff. Let's see. Actually, I'm gonna look right now. What options do I have? Exposure, gain, white balance, and those are probably the ones that you want to mess with the most. Maybe focus? I don't know. I have my focus on auto. Have I played Ori and the Blind Forest? I have, but it's been a while. Actually, playing through Ori would be really fun. That sounds like a great idea. Alright, it's written down. How about Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons? I haven't played that either. I've heard that's good. If he becomes a Canadian Fortnite streamer, then he's just me, but more interesting, which would make me feel bad. Oh my god, Bendy. No, Bendy, the problem is that it's impossible to be interesting while you're playing Fortnite. That's the issue. The issue isn't that you're not interesting. The issue is Fortnite. There's just like if you're gonna stream Fortnite all the time, you either have to be like on TeamSpeak or you're talking tactics, or you have to come with like a whole shitload of stuff prepared to talk about. And that's just like, it's like impossible. Sorry, Bendy. I didn't mean to say that. You're the one being self-deprecating. In all fairness, it is brutal. Well, Benny, you know, starting with, I mean, you have to create something that you would watch, for sure. Yeah, I think the first step is to make content that you yourself would want to watch. And then from there you can, I don't know, increase quality and stuff. Hey, you know what, Bendy? I've forgotten about this command, so we'll see if it works. See that? There's a shout out for you, my friend. Also for Rune. He's been here for a while. Ah! Except I fucked it up. How do I edit my own comments? Fuck off, that's your job. Sorry, surprise. My bad. See what I mean about the music, though? Music in this game is so excellent. Alright, so I'm gonna look into Ori and Brothers, and maybe Tales of Berseria, and then that's what we're probably gonna do tomorrow. But for now, I think we're good. I think that's basically the show. Google's had to delete someone else's comment. Please delete. Is there really no way to get out of... Wait, you have... How are you supposed to get out of the game? Wait, hold on. Hold on. I want to see if there's a way to exit from the main menu. Alright, so I can click that. I can quit. Okay, so you have to go into the load screen and then quit. Alright, interesting. Interesting. Now you just got a black sheep behind you? There you go, Rune. There you go.
He's over there.
Ah, why is that playing? That's not supposed to happen. I'm gonna look for some music real quick. So I'm on Epidemic Music, or Epidemic Sound, which is a royalty-free music thing. And you can search by mood. I'm gonna put dark. I'm gonna put suspense. We're gonna see what happens. Alright, this is called Strings by Cushy. We're gonna have it play us out. Can you send a YouTube stealth game video on the chat, or is bot gonna ban you? Oh, it's... No, you're good. It's not gonna ban you. Alright. For everyone here, plugging my Twitter and Discord channels. Surprise might ban you, that's true. Alright, I'll take a look at that later, Plenium, but right now, that's the end of the stream. We're gonna have it play us out. For anyone watching that's not following, now's the perfect time to do so. Feel no pressure, though, because I understand. You can only follow so many people. Completely understand. I'm gonna find someone to host real quick. Oh my god, there's so many people streaming. Oh, Cuphead is... So I just saw Bud Patchett was playing Cuphead. I haven't played that yet. And you know, I like to rage. I haven't hosted Swift in a really long time, so I think that's what we're gonna do. Alright guys, Hyper Light Drifter, that's a good one too. You're a goose stealth game? That seems pretty good. You need to make a gardener's day bad? That sounds awesome. Alright guys, this is it though. The show's now over. Follow me on Twitter, join my Discord, all that goodness. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow, but if I don't, have a fantastic weekend. Peace out, guys.